If you want to be more efficient and effective while running your business with more inner peace, then working on the core of your issues instead of putting on a band-aid is vital. Welcome to the Business Brain Podcast.
I'm your host, Esty Rapport, and here to help you improve your 28 cognitive functions, the 28 things that make up thinking. In each episode, we'll discuss a real-life challenge, why you might be struggling with it, and give you practical strategies so all areas of your life will improve.
Michael was a bit of a celebrity in his space. Even before I worked with him, he came up in many conversations and I could hear how many people liked him. What others didn't know was that Michael procrastinated a lot. And when I say a lot, it's a lot more than you're currently imagining. I did have a good business and had some status, but this struggle was causing him to lose so much time, money, and mental energy. By the end of the program, Michael almost didn't recognize himself. His procrastination went down to almost zero, and he was able to do his work with more focus and clarity. Plus, he had more time and energy for his loved ones. If you're experiencing something similar, I'm here to tell you do not have to struggle forever. In this episode 468 of the Business Brain Podcast, I'm going to share with you the exact steps of what you can do to have your own transformation. But first, screenshot this episode and share it on Instagram stories. Don't forget to tag me at LifePix University so I can thank you personally. While you are doing any task, you, without even realizing it, are using your 28 thinking skills. But the thinking skills you need to use are strong. Doing the task happens easily. The thinking skills you need to use is weak. Doing the task will be a challenge. The struggle that Michael had came from multiple weak thinking skills. Procrastination is a sign of a weak thinking skill. Michael didn't need some sort of motivational boost or hack. What Michael needed was to identify which of his thinking skills were weak. Once we were able to pinpoint exactly which thinking skills were getting in the way, work happened easily without a struggle and without procrastination. While with Michael, the weak thinking skills were identified through the many sessions we had on Optimize Your Brain, I'm going to share with you how you can identify your own thinking skills at home. Ready? Let's do this. The first thing you're going to want to do is take a thinking skill assessment at lifepixuniversity.com/CF. It will take you about 10 minutes and you'll get a really good understanding of where you're at with each one of the thinking skills. In the assessment, there will be like a clear definition of each of the thinking skills, and you're going to mark yourself on a scale from 1 to 5, with 1 being weak and 5 being strong. By the end of the assessment, you won't be getting a right or wrong, or you won't be categorized into a certain type or specific profile. Instead, you'll get a summary of where you marked all your numbers, so that way you can get a clear overview of where you're standing with each of the thinking skills. Chances are that any thinking skill that was marked 1, 2, or possibly 3 is causing you to procrastinate. You improve those thinking skills and procrastination goes away. Another way for you to figure out what is causing you to procrastinate takes more time, but it will be a real eye-opener. For the next week, every single time you find yourself procrastinating, write down what task you were procrastinating on. And then you are going to add a description of the part of the task your brain found challenging or uninterested in doing. For example, if you find yourself procrastinating an email a client, you'll write down emailing client X. And then for the description, the part of the task my brain didn't like was writing out the email with all the details and all the information. Later on in the day, you find yourself procrastinating on organizing your desk, and the part of the task your brain doesn't like or found overwhelming was putting away all the papers and all the little stuff floating around. By the end of the week, you will have a long list of things you're procrastinating on. This is not to be discouraging. Rather, view this info as a shortcut. When you look through the list, you will notice there will be a couple of patterns. There will be a few tasks that are related and connected to one another by the description of what your brain didn't want to do. Another example, while responding to a client email and organizing your desk look like they're two very different things that don't have one to do with each other. When you look at the descriptions, you'll see they're both talking about details. Instead of trying to find a solution to answer your emails and another solution to organize your desk, all you need to do is improve your thinking skill of working with details, and any task related to details will happen easily. Actually, the pattern you find, the issue that you see needs to be improved, will be directly related to a thinking skill. So what you can do is you can take these patterns and compare them to the thinking skill assessment. You will find a direct correlation between the pattern you found and the thinking skill assessment. In our example, we noticed the challenge was details. That is related to the thinking skill of precision. Improve precision, and not only will all tasks related to details be easy, but any task related to precision in any sort of manner will get easier. Procrastination is a sign of a weak thinking skill. As soon as you identify which thinking skill is getting in your way and improve it, procrastination drastically decreases. Your challenge this week is to do one or both of the exercises we spoke about to identify your weak thinking skill. Number one, take the thinking skill assessment at lakepeaksuniversity.com/CF. And number two, for a week, write down any task you procrastinate on and what part of the task was a challenge or your brain simply wasn't interested in doing. After the week, find the pattern in the parts that your brain wasn't interested in doing and solve that issue. Best if you can combine both these exercises together by comparing your findings and seeing what needs the most help. Once you identify what the root issue is, if you need help coming ideas on how to improve that specific thinking skill, DM me at Lake Peaks University and I'll give you some ideas. Have an awesome rest of your day and I'll catch you on the next episode.
That's all for this episode of the Business Brain Podcast. If you enjoyed it, please share it with 2 of your business friends so they too can gain from it, and you'll be helping us reach our goal of 1 million downloads by the end of 2025. Cheers to peak brain performance.